Time flies.
It was time to go.
Time flies when your life is a mess. Trying to find the right picture to use on my Instagram of the day.
Use Herbie. The car. Isn't that his name?
Yeah, Herbie Fully Loaded.
Shout out Lindsay Lohan.
Shout out.
Lindsay Lohan, who's giving away like hydration routines or something like that.
Oh yeah, because of course she didn't have a facelift.
Yeah.
She just hydrates.
Yeah.
You look incredible. Give the secret to the rest of us, please.
What's your favorite Lindsay Lohan song?
Song? Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. That girl was a one-time teenage drama queen. Or the one from Freaky Friday. Take me away, I gotta get... God, I really loved Lindsay Lohan.
I figured as much. That was just me throwing something out there and
that
hoping
was
it stuck.
That was a while.
You gonna go see the new wait, is it in
new
theaters?
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday
it's gonna be
2,
in
or is
theaters.
it coming straight to streaming?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about the ultimate Lindsay Lohan song.
Oh.
That's my problem. Let's get these rumors started. Da, 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 da.
Did you listen to Lindsay Lohan this morning?
No.
What did
no,
you
I'm
listen
sorry.
to?
I was driving my husband, so we were listening to a little Stevie Wonder, Pastime Paradise.
Oh my
was
goodness.
The final song on the drive-in. We had a long drive together. It's not every day I get to come with my husband to work and then he gets to take the car. Respect for these single car, 2 working people households out there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have other friends. You're not my only friend with a single car.
Okay.
Many of our friends have a single car.
Really?
And you don't realize how much you rely on both of you having a car until one of your cars goes poof, gone.
Vanish. Magic.
In the dark of the night.
Yeah.
Just gone.
Yeah. It's all right.
Crazy. I don't know who that would happen to.
It's happened to me. I had a car
It happened
stolen.
to Chris's coworker too, so we now have 4 people in the same
But,
working
listen,
circle.
Happened to me a long time ago, though.
All right,
Happened
well,
to me 2010.
happy to carry the torch in 2025. What's up, everybody? It is Friday, May 30th. It is going to be a good day. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. I had a real interesting day yesterday. I'll tell you about it. Elimination was staved at Madison Square Garden last night. The Knicks are alive. We get a Game 6 this weekend. We'll break down all last night's action and a look ahead to what we expect from Game 6. The NBA Finals coming up. Lang Whitaker will join us. I know he was here yesterday. He's back at it again today. We'll catch up with him about the NBA. Also, the spelling bee was last night, and I'm going to quiz him on the game-winning word from this year's spelling bee. We got some WNBA action from the past few days to get through. We will do the draft we were supposed to do yesterday in honor of Lilo and Stitch, the live-action remake. We are drafting best Disney movie characters of all time. We will then do a little movie Friday, Music Friday, Movie Friday. We'll do a hybrid. We're just trying to blend these 2 days together and get to the weekend. It's a Friday. You know what we say. Appreciate your car. Give it some love. Go get an oil change this weekend. Is your child a natural-born entertainer? Now is their chance to join the most talented youth dance crew in the Mid-South, the Blue Bunch. The Blue Bunch entertains Grizz Nation with their energetic dance routines and even have the opportunity to collaborate on performances with leading artists in the entertainment industry. Kids ages 7 to 17 are invited to show off their skills and personality for their chance to join the next generation of NBA entertainers. Open auditions are Saturday, June 28th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
With a knockaway.
Good defense.
Durant attacking, spinning, hanging, and hitting.
Let's go.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. One exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Javon Evans might be the Ja Morant of the WWE. You ask me how do I say that? It's because Javon Evans is electrifying. He is viral. He does things you've never seen before. The most athletic guy you've never ever seen in the wrestling world. He reminds me of Ja in a wrestling ring. So Javon Evans, I'm proclaiming you on this day the Ja Morant of the WWE.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. A happy Friday indeed. It is good to be back sitting in this chair. My day is already off to a much better start than my day yesterday because, as CJ knows, yesterday was just a normal day, an average day, a regular Thursday in my life. And Chris and I are dog sitting, so we're staying a little further away than normal. But I got up, I did all the show prep, was going to come in here and talk about the inevitability of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We were going to do a Disney character draft. I went to my car at about 7 a.m. and decided to look behind me as I was going down the driveway where I was parked, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to hit my husband's car on my way out, because sometimes, CJ, I'm not a great driver. Listen, I don't want to speak for the womankind. I'm a great driver. Sometimes I struggle a bit on depth perception, and so I was just trying to be crystal clear that my husband's car, which had been parked in front of the house where we were watching dogs, wasn't going to be in my way. And I look over my right shoulder, and I go, "Where's my husband's car?" And I go, "Am I hallucinating?" And the thing is I had been with him when he got to the house the night before, because it's kind of a dark street, and he was having some trouble finding it. So I went out and met him in front and helped him bring all his stuff in, thank goodness, and watched him, as he always does, my safety first husband, put his wheel lock on his wheel, locked the wheel, and then we went into the house. And sometime between that wheel lock going on and me leaving for work yesterday morning, Chris's car disappeared. It's gone, vanished, goodbye, poof. I called him and I said, "Chris, I have something really awful to tell you." And he said that's not how I should have started it, because he thought that one, he thought I might have hit the house backing out of the driveway. And two, he thought something like really horrific had happened in our life. But by doing that, I feel like I guarded him when I had to say, "I think your car got stolen." I think your car got stolen. And he goes, "No." And I go, "There's no car. There's no glass, no broken glass, just a little like..."
No glass?
No glass. Apparently, according to the police, who said they've never seen a car, or at least this particular police officer said this was her first time experiencing someone with a wheel lock getting their car stolen. They can buy these little tools on Amazon these days that just pop that sucker right out. You don't even have to break the glass. Don't even have to break the glass. So there was a little like lock situation on the ground, but other than that, you would have thought, poof, there was nothing there. I would have been like, maybe Chris and I, did I black out last night? Like maybe Chris and I drove together and he never had a car at all. But alas, I was not able to make it into the show because I had to go through the process of what to do when your significant other's car gets stolen.
No, but there's not a class on that.
No, unfortunately.
Nobody tells you, like,
you're
hey,
unprepared.
This might happen to you in life. Here's what you're supposed to do once your car gets taken unexpectedly.
You Google real quick.
Did you Google?
Step 1, call the police.
Wait, you Googled it?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, I Googled. What do you do when your car gets stolen?
The first thing you automatic
Well,
this
of
is why
course
we
you
have
call
a
the
police
police.
department.
Yes.
This is a good time to get the police
And they
involved.
were quick. Shout out MPD. They showed up within like 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
They were there in a jiffy. Call the police. You get the police report. You take some laps. But that was stupid advice. But sometimes, especially with the wheel lock, we thought maybe they just like backed straight as far as they could go because the wheel lock just keeps it from turning. I'm sure they actually cut through the wheel. That's probably what happened. But we did take some laps around the various streets and went to some parking lots and thought we saw yes, he drives a Hyundai. Sorry. You want to know what people do? They victim blame the victim. Which is what victim blaming is.
What were you wearing and what type of car do you drive?
Where are you parked on the street? What kind of car do you drive? I'm so sorry that my husband's late father and grandmother passed on their car to Chris. Everyone's like, why do you drive a Hyundai Elantra? Yeah, so if the thieves are out there, if the thieves are fans of the show,
family heirloom.
It's a family heirloom, and it's all he has left. He has his grandmother's seat cushion that he has not been able to find the fortitude to give up. So he sits on his grandma's seat cushion, and his dad had these seat covers to keep the car clean. And so maybe if they went and smoked out this car, then maybe the seats will be clean if we ever get it back. But if you would please give it back, because it does mean something. It's not just a car.
It's family.
It's family.
It's family.
Family, as Brian Kelly would say. But that family member is currently missing in the streets of Memphis. So anyway, you call the police, you call your insurance. We're getting a rental car. But it's a crazy thing to happen. And it is like, of course, most importantly, no one's hurt. We're fine. You get into that, like life could be worse. You can't help but start laughing when the police officer is saying, I've never seen a car with a wheel lock stolen before. And you're like, well, of course, it's our car this morning. But it does stink. And it takes away from your sense of just your normalcy. It throws a total ringer in your day, in your week, in your month, trying to figure out, are you going to get this car back? What the steps are if you get it back versus what happens if it's gone for good and just waiting for a call. So anyway, don't steal cars because it really stinks. And I hate to be a statistic, but I will say, CJ, not a downtown Memphis statistic. I've lived downtown Memphis for 8 years and I never had my car stolen. Knock on wood, fingers crossed. I don't want that to cross over into some crazy reverse jinx life where suddenly we're dealing with an issue when we're back downtown. But alas, that is where I was yesterday. We are back today. We will be okay. It is a Friday. Don't victim blame Hyundai drivers or Kia. Everyone's like, is it a Kia? Is it a Hyundai? I'm like, yeah, and so what if it is? So what if it is? There was a Mercedes parked behind us. Why didn't it take that one?
Well, that would lead to actual jail time.
I guess. Yeah, they're like this cheap car.
Yeah, that one you're doing time.
BOS. The Knicks staved off Elimination.
Oh, we love it when they stave.
Got to watch a staving of Elimination last night after a long day. 111-94 win over the Pacers in Game 5. We get a Game 6 back in Indy on Saturday. I'm grateful that we don't have to go a week without NBA because we are so accustomed to having games every other day. It would have been quite jarring to go Thursday to Thursday without a game. But we get Game 6. Jalen Brunson, 32 points on 12 of 18 shooting. Karl Anthony Towns, 24 points and 13 rebounds. Those two combined for 56 points, which was more than the entire Pacers starting lineup. Pascal Siakam had 15 points. He was the only Pacers starter in double-figure scoring. Tyrese Halliburton, coming off of that crazy, historic triple-double, had 8 points, took 7 shots. Might need a little bit more from Tyrese. Analysis might need a little bit more from Tyrese Halliburton if the Pacers are to close this out in Game 6. But for Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, they are the first pair of teammates since Kobe and Shaq to score 20-plus points in the first 5 games of a conference finals. So the last to do it, Kobe and Shaq, The third pair was Jerry West and Elgin Baylor in 1966. This stat shocked me. And then I really thought about it, and I realized, oh, this is like peak cherry picking of stats because, like, Steph and KD never did it. Oh, no, they did it in 4 in 2017. So it's the 5 games to start a conference finals. They also did it in the last 5 games 3 through 7 in 2018. Like Luka and Kyrie missed it by a game last year. Jokic and Murray did it in 4 in 2023. Tatum and Brown, I think, did it last year as well. So, like, when you get into the weeds of it, it's not as impressive. But anytime you can hang your names as teammates, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, Kobe and Shaq, Elgin and West, that is quite the trio, and you needed every single bit of it from the Knicks last night, who needed to win that game to stay alive. And Brunson was tremendous. I think he had 6 points before the Pacers even took a shot last night, was going right at Nesmith, taking advantage of him maybe being a little limited with that ankle. Nesmith was bad. The whole Pacers team was bad. Like, in comparison to how the Thunder came out looking like the more desperate team in that game against the Timberwolves 2 nights ago and ultimately were able to close their series, it was like the reverse effect. And a part of it was the Knicks' defensive strategy, and they were excellent on that front. But also, I just didn't feel as if the Pacers had the, like, we're going to punch you and get right into this NBA Finals and have a week off mentality.
No, and that's what happens when you go up 3-1. Like, that's kind of to be expected. You say, okay, and you're on the road, right? I think it would be different if they were at home. I think that it was different for Oklahoma City being at home and that crowd being into it from jumping, them being able to feed off of the crowd. You're on the road. You're up 3-1. You are, everybody is, but you in particular, the Pacers. There are some nicks, some bruises, some true pain, people playing through a bit more than discomfort. I think that you look around and you say, okay, if we start off hot, great. If not, we'll get it in 6 when we go back home. I think that part of the reason Coach Carlisle pulled players about midway through the fourth quarter was the realization, hey, we're just not going to come back. There's no need to keep fighting. We've got another game left to play. We've seen this Pacers team play like that for a majority of the game, and then in the fourth quarter find a way to be right there in striking distance late. And then you got Tyrese Halliburton taking over, and they end up winning the game. They kept it close enough for them to make some type of significant push in the fourth quarter. They just didn't go to that next gear. Mm-hmm. And I think they didn't go to that next gear because they knew, hey, we're up 3-1. We got 2 more chances. Let's go get it in 6 at home. And if push comes to shove, we'll do it in 7.
It can bite you in the ass, though, playing around with your food. Like, next thing you know, what if the Knicks find a way? And when the Knicks went up 20, I was like, oh, this is the worst case for the Knicks because this is where the Pacers can really thrive in this situation. After they went down 0-2, Karl Anthony Towns said, what I told y'all about the word history, I'm not here to repeat it. We're here to make it. It wouldn't necessarily be history, but we haven't seen a team come back down 3-1 since 2020, so it's been some time. I do think TNT deserves a Game 7. I would love to have a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. You would get the big 3. That's what I'm calling Spike Lee, Timothée Chalamet, and Ben Stiller. They are our new big 3 to show up, and they are all super fans. And Timothy brought his girlfriend last night, and I hear the Knicks don't lose when Kylie Jenner is in the building. Really? That's what the streets are saying. I do not have the statistics for it, but I hear if Kylie's there, being a supportive girlfriend, and listen, as a wife of a Psycho fan, as a wife of a Golden State Warriors super fan, I know what it's like to have to sit next to a partner when they are completely enthralled and lose all sense of how they normally act in public and just become a complete crazy person. So shout out to her for sitting next to him through it all.
This is is she breaking generational curses?
Oh, no, it doesn't count if you're the wag of a fan. Timothée Chalamet's not out on the court.
Okay, all right.
We're talking about like celebrity wags of professional athletes have notoriously done absolutely nothing wrong. Done absolutely nothing wrong except exist, and we do this weird thing where we're like, oh, Jessica Simpson ruined Tony Romo.
I didn't say anything about Jessica Simpson.
Well, everybody else did for a long time.
I'm talking about the Kardashian clan.
I was talking about them, women in our totality.
Oh, we don't care about you guys. It's not your month. Stop it. Prolonging
They didn't steal my car. They stole Chris's car. I don't even care about my car. No, but I think overall for the Knicks, one, Tibbs went 10 deep again, which, wow. Unexpected turns this postseason.
When you're facing elimination, you're throwing everything that you can. Precious Achua got in the game for crying out loud.
Landry Shamet had chance at Madison Square Garden in an Eastern Conference Finals game.
Forgot he was on the team.
Him and DeLon Wright have played legitimate minutes for 3 straight games. And you do see Precious yesterday and Deuce McBride and every single member of that bench unit, especially when it came to staying heavy on the defensive presence, there was no drop-off. And what you were able to get from the peskiness of Shamet, of Deuce, of even Mitchell Robinson, there was that turnover in the third quarter where he forced Miles Turner. Rough night for Miles Turner. And that was the biggest thing from last night was we had another, I'll call it the quintessential Karl Anthony Towns game. He had a tremendous game when he has the 20 of his 24 in the fourth quarter and helps the Knicks get that win. But I thought yesterday was more indicative of just, that's who Karl Anthony Towns is at this point. And he's a walking mismatch on the offensive end. Miles Turner cannot do anything. And Karl Anthony Towns has recognized he can just put his head down, get to the basket over and over and over again. He's scoring at will. He's doing enough on the defensive side. But then he has some of the dumbest fouls that you will ever see. You had Stan Van Gundy questioning if Karl Anthony Towns should come back in the game at one point because he might do something stupid.
And it was 3 seconds left.
0.6.
It was 0.6. I forgot it was 0.6. He's like, if he's coming back in, you can't have him set a screen because he's going to get a foul call.
He's going to get an offensive foul.
Look, the adjustment is easy with Karl Anthony Towns for Game 6 and maybe Game 6 alone. And it's, hey, Miles, you can't keep him in front of you. Don't worry. Just chase him off the three-point line, and whoever's in the corner, slide in front of him and start taking charges. He cannot stop. Yeah. He's got some of that Jaren in him. Jaren has figured out, hey, when somebody comes, just throttle it down and pitch your back to him. That's Jaren's thing now. So he'll blow by you, see somebody coming, pit his back to you. That way he doesn't pick up the charge. Karl Anthony Towns does none of that. Karl Anthony Towns, once he gets going, he does not stop.
No stopping.
And I don't think he pats. It's not something scientific. It's not like this is breaking basketball news. He doesn't pass the ball well off of the dribble.
No.
So, go by. He's always driving from the top of the key. Let him go by you or just run him off the three-point line. You stay on the hip and get ready because the weak side help is coming in to take the charge, and you just sprint out to the corner and try and contest if by some strange chance he's able to give the ball up. But he is going by dudes on one knee, finishing through contact, doing the little shrug thing, doing the little flex thing. It's like, all right, Big Purr, come on now. You're still down 3-2.
Did you see him on the post with the TNT crew? Chuck asked him, why do you commit such dumb fouls? And he said, only God knows. Only God knows. And then Chuck also pointed out his feet, and we're like, you have some of the nicest feet in the NBA. And they're doing a zoom in on his toesies. I'm like, those aren't free. Just because he's an NBA player and signed a contract, you cannot zoom in on this man's toesies.
I was saving this for WTF next week, but Feet Finder, they've got a car, and they want people to drive it around the nation and make stops and things like that. You can apply to do it.
To find good feet.
So you need 2 people. I don't know if it's to find good feet or if it's just like the Wienermobile to hang out for a summer. I'm saying, road trip, me, you, Feet Finder mobile.
Okay.
We can get that going. So we'll apply.
I only have one car.
You need the money.
And I might need the money to help Chris buy another car.
So you can drive the Feet Finder car.
Because in case you didn't know, if they don't find the car, you only get the money from your insurance of the market value for the city that you live in. So it's not what his car would be valued in Colorado or California or New York. No, it's what it would sell for in Memphis, Tennessee, where Hyundai Elantras are stolen all the time. It's I don't even know. I don't even want to know. So yes, I might need the money from the Footmobile. Thank you so much for finding it. Do you feel confident, or what's your level of confidence, I guess is a better way to put it, that we will be back here on Monday with a Game 7 on the schedule?
40%.
Okay.
40%. Because I really do feel like if the Pacers needed that, they would have played a bit differently. And the adjustments are things that they can make happen easily. And they didn't go up 3 1 for no reason. They weren't up 2-0 for no reason. And last I checked, winning on the road is hard.
And they went up 1-0 in spectacular, crazy, never seen before, literally had never seen before fashion of coming back. New York's been in every single one of these games. Point differential, it's been pretty even. I wasn't able to give this note yesterday because I wasn't here, but Chris going into the Thunder Timberwolves game tried to tell me that it was only a 1 point differential in the series. And I was like, yeah, because the Timberwolves won a game by 42 points. He goes, don't shoot the messenger. Numbers never lie. I'm just here to tell you. And you want to know what the Thunder ended up with their point differential? 31, despite having lost a game by 42 because of how badly they ended up beating the Timberwolves in that game. I was going to say last night's game. God, so many thoughts just gone. And just like Chris's car, whole rundown from yesterday, just gone, poof into the atmosphere. Lang Whitaker is going to join us on the other side. I'll catch up with him about that Thunder win from the other night and the Thunder going to the NBA Finals. We'll talk about last night's win for the Knicks, get his confidence meter in a Game 7 coming back to New York, and we'll talk about some other things as well with Lang when we come back.
What should the Grizzlies take away from this Western Conference Finals matchup?
The Grizzlies need more quality depth. Not just depth, quality depth.
Well, what the Memphis Grizzlies can learn and take away from the Western Conference Finals is you can't talk about it, you got to be about it.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The First Ladies of FedEx Forum, the Grizz Girls, are known across the NBA for setting the standard for professional dance and entertainment, and they are looking for dancers to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. With the chance to gain professional dance experience and connect with the Memphis community, auditioning for the Grizz Girls is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Come show up at Open Call Auditions Saturday, July 26th at the Memphis Sports and Events Center. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions now for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit Shinedown.com.
CP the franchise. Do we hate the Pacers?
Of course. I hate Halliburton. I hate Reggie. I hate the Pacers. I hope.
Yeah, where does Halliburton rank?
Is he
where does he rank?
Yeah, is there potential for him to be more hated than Reggie by the end of this series?
If you start flipping y'all off, for sure.
Yes. Well, first of all, they're built the same. They damn near look the same. You know what I mean? He's like reincarnated Reggie Miller.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How about Mr. Irrelevant coming from the Memphis Tigers? Yeah, how about that? New England Patriots
Second
took
time.
Memphis defensive back Kobe Minor with the 257th overall pick.
If you're the player getting drafted at that spot, it's almost better to go undrafted and pick a place as an undrafted free agent to sign with where you have a better chance
But
of
you get a lot of stuff. You get a parade. I think you go to Disneyland, I believe.
Mr. Irrelevant goes to Disney?
I think so.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Welcome back, welcome back. The man who saved the day yesterday when CJ called with like 20 minutes to showtime and said, hey, can you come in? Can you come in and help? It's Lang Whitaker.
Hey,
Hi,
what's
Lang.
up? I did bring you something. Here's Chris's keys. Rosa and I we're done with the car.
Oh my God, thank you so much. You're so kind to return it.
Yeah,
it's
we only need it for a day.
Did you keep there is a Le Bonheur sticker on. If anyone
We
sees
took that
the
off.
white Hyundai Elantra, okay, never mind. It's not there anymore. Thanks.
Yeah.
They made him take a picture of his keys and send it in for insurance. I'm like, yes,
Of
he
his
still
keys.
has his keys. I know. There's so many weird things that you suddenly have to do
Yeah.
that you've just never really thought about before. I have to get interviewed because it's a crime.
Why? But weren't you asleep, I assume?
Yeah, but I have to get interviewed about the next morning and where we were. I assume it's because insurance theft is such a prevalent issue, and
Yep.
so they really go through all of the processes.
The police do or
And
the
I'm like,
insurance do?
The insurance.
Oh.
And I'm like, I promise, the car was stolen. It's not something we want to
Well,
lie about.
I talked about it on the odds couple yesterday. I got a ticket last week.
Oh, you got a ticket?
Driving on Front Street.
Really?
And apparently the speed limit's 30. And I was going 37, 38.
You got pulled over on
I got
front?
pulled over and got a ticket for going 38.
Wow.
38 miles an hour ticket.
Well, it's a shame that the person who's driving Chris's car hasn't gotten pulled over for a ticket because
I
then
bet-
maybe we would find it.
I bet you they ain't going 38.
I would bet they're not at this point. Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Were you aware that yesterday was the 100th Scripps National Spelling Bee?
Well, actually, I saw it on television last night. It was on the Ion network.
Oh.
I was flipping around.
Home
'cause
of the WNBA
Yeah.
and the Scripps Spelling Bee.
They might have
Incredible.
the dog thing on there
Okay.
too. The Westminster Dog Show. I almost said race. And I also watched The Wire last night, and they were doing the dog fighting, so I don't want to bring that up. But I flipped past last night, and they were having the Scripps Spelling Bee, and I didn't turn it on because I didn't want to make my son feel bad because it was all kids who were probably his age who were like way better at spelling
Absolute
than
geniuses.
him. Yeah, so I didn't want to bring it up.
The winner is 13. He was the runner-up last year, so a real redemption story
Yeah,
for
a comeback.
Faison Zakai. And I wanted to see if you could spell
All right.
the winning word, which is
Probably not.
éclaircissement. Éclaircissement. Would you like a definition?
Is it one word?
It's one word.
Yes,
Éclaircissement.
definition.
A clearing up of something obscure. Also, enlightenment.
Origin?
French.
Yeah.
First known use, 1667.
I mean, the eclair part I would assume is ECLAIR.
Correct.
Cissement, I'm going to guess CISSEMENT.
You have won! You have won the Grind City Media
Thank you.
first spelling bee. I thought
welcome.
that was kind of an E. Like, if you do know French
Yeah.
or like
well, the mom
éclair-
part would be confusing if you don't know French.
Right, because it's
you would think it's
MENT.
MONT.
Yeah.
And Cisse, you would think, if you don't know French, you would think it might be SISSE
Yeah.
or something. Or
But if you follow the Memphis Tigers basketball team, you know Cisse
Lusa Cisse.
is CISSE.
There's tons of NBA
so
players
you're
who
there.
have Cisse as the last name.
Yeah,
That's why-
exactly.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
eclair, I always think of the dessert, but then you could
Me
have
too.
thrown an E on the Or I don't think eclair, the dessert, has an E on the end of it. So
don't know.
anyway, we put it all together. We do eclair.
But a lot of
cissement.
people who are named Claire have an E on the end.
That's true. That was my French
My
name
sister.
in school.
Yeah.
Like they gave us random
Yeah, I
French
know.
names, and mine was Claire. I'm like, how? Jessica Claire. This makes no sense. Did you
Yeah,
take Spanish?
I had a Spanish, yeah.
What was your name?
Well, my first name is William, so they named me Guillermo, which is, but my best friend was named Gavin, and they just named him Jose. Because I guess there's no Spanish equivalent of Gavin.
Yeah.
So they just said, the teacher was like, your name's Jose.
That was my, and they were like, you can be Claire. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, sweet. Did you take, no, you took Latin. Never mind. You don't
And
have a Latin
I
name.
do have a Latin name.
His
What is
name was
it?
Julius Caesar.
Oh gosh, what was it? It was Perseus. I was Perseus.
Perseus.
Perseus. I named myself after the dude who slayed Medusa.
Also, I have one more note. I'm sorry. I get permission to not shut up about Chris's car getting stolen because in the chat, Wubbs asked, does it not have Starlink to locate the car? This is another victim blaming thing we ran into
Yeah.
yesterday.
Why didn't he have Starlink?
Why didn't he have Starlink? Why didn't you put an AirTag in your car? Things I would have loved to have thought about. One, it's like a 2016 car. It doesn't have Starlink. It doesn't have GPS
Starlink's
in it.
older than 2016.
But does it come
Come
in
on.
cars?
My car doesn't have it.
My car doesn't have it. I
think
got
now
my car in
Starlink's-
2016.
Starlink's over now. Like
Okay.
yeah, I think Starlink probably ended 5 years ago. I have no idea.
Do you have anything in your car today that would track it if it were to be stolen?
Yes.
Oh. Do you see? No.
But I think it comes in my car.
See, pretty privilege of cars, rich car privilege. We just have simple 2016 cars without those. And if you have AirTags, then the AirTags die, which is what happened to ours. So if we're being honest.
Is it really? Yeah.
You have to either charge them or replace them. You have to replace the battery. I don't know. It's complicated. Stop victim blaming.
I think my car has all that stuff. I have a Tesla, and I think all that stuff's.
Say it with your chest.
I think all that stuff. But I got it.
Do you
before.
have one of those stickers? Do you have one of those stickers that says "I bought this before"?
No. But I think it has all that stuff built in. But I know what are the ones that get stolen all the time? Hyundai, Kia, and Nissans get stolen. Yeah, Infinities.
Yeah. They said if you lose a Charger, it's over.
Really?
Yeah, the Charger is the one that they recover the least amount. The other ones they usually get because it's not like they're breaking a Hyundai Elantra down into parts.
One of my buddies got his pickup truck stolen at Pine Hill Golf Course when we were playing a couple months ago.
That's brutal.
And they found it like 2 weeks later in Nutbush, completely just trashed. Yeah.
Great.
The tires were all shredded out. Like, I mean, it had gotten
cool.
We got a new car.
Okay, that's great to hear. Hey, the Knicks won last night.
Yeah, how about that?
Were you surprised?
A little bit. Just the Pacers have been like the hottest team the last few weeks. I'm playing in Madison Square Garden when the Knicks are in that situation. I think it's tough. I think the Pacers have to win Game 6 because if they have to go back to MSG, although I was reading on somewhere this morning, like some Pacers fan was like the most Pacer thing ever would be to lose Game 6 and then go win Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. And it would kind of be the most Knicks thing ever to win Game 6, have to play Game 7 at home and lose.
And TNT is like, yes, please. Let's have this be our reality.
But it also means that inside the NBA doesn't go away quite yet.
Is inside the NBA going away?
I'd thought about that too. I'm not sure.
I think they're...
It goes away in the form it exists in now.
But from what I understand, Charles Barkley might not be a part of it.
Oh, he will.
I think he's been the holdout.
Remember he told us he was retiring like 3 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think they keep alluding that there is a home for Inside the NBA.
I thought it was ESPN.
That's what I thought.
It is.
And then Chris fought me on it last
They're going to ESPN. It's just who's going with them is the thing. I don't.
But the
Charles
show
Barkley
is going to exist.
I think Ernie is retiring.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think he's staying.
Yeah, he's been talking
I think they're
about
all
it
four
like
going.
he's doing it. Inside the NBA.
I'm pretty sure they're all four going, but I don't know. Like, I think the question's more like, is ESPN going to screw this up? Because they'll put more guardrails on it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, it is officially going over there. And so, yes, then is ESPN going to mess with Inside the NBA?
Probably.
And the hope is not, but the likeliness of it is yes.
Well, Charles has also talked about, like, I'm not going to be on 28 different shows during the day.
Man,
and, you know, like.
We were on... Because Chris had to get up with me this morning to drive, because we're staying like 25 minutes out, so he had to drive down and then go to work and all that stuff. But he's not usually up for get up, and I just have it on in the morning to make sure that I don't miss any breaking news before we come into the show.
In case Mike Greenberg says something groundbreaking.
And Chris was listening, and Brian Windhorst came on, and he said, I just listened to Brian Windhorst as I was going to bed last night on the Late Night Sports Center. Like, they just work those guys so hard. And I get it, they get paid really heavily. Like, we looked up, Mike Greenberg's making $6 million a year. So, sure, there's heavy payout with it. But yes, I think if you are someone who has had a more comfortable role with an organization like TNT, where, like, you do what you're known to do, which is inside the NBA, and they do stuff during March Madness. And so there's extras here and there. But they have it pretty good compared to...
Charles is mostly on TV once a week.
Yeah. Like the car wash factory that is ESPN, where you have to be on every single show all the time.
I mean, I used to work at Turner, and there's some shows, because NBA TV is run by Turner. I don't know if that's going to exist in the way it does now anymore, but when I was there, like, I think Shaq would fly in on Wednesday and do the Wednesday night on NBA TV and then Thursday night on TNT. But I think he was really the only one who they kind of double dipped. Everyone else was like Charles and Kenny were only on Thursday nights,
Yeah. Well, while the Knicks fight to stay alive again in a Game 6, the Thunder just get to kick their feet up and wait and rest and have the opportunity to reload after their series against the Timberwolves. I know you talked a lot about it yesterday, but I was more curious from a standpoint of, I walked away from that game looking at the Thunder and thinking, it's not that they are perfect. They're just perfect for right now and this road, and they're built to obviously last. That's no secret. They are in a very cushy position when it comes to having their core locked up for a long time and continuing to have assets and first-round picks and everything that Sam Presti did to build the team to this point. For the rest of the West, it does feel as if it's more on an even keel of like there aren't these big gaps between that next level, be it the Timberwolves or, the Nuggets are great, but how amazing is Nikola Jokic that they were even in a position to compete with the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series. But then you get, the Clippers and the Warriors will be in whatever position they are with Steph and Jimmy and trying to go, if Jimmy comes back, that's not an all but guarantee, but seeing what they do as the aging team, and then you have the Mavs in their new situation, and then the Grizzlies are in that mix as well. Like, is there anything that stood out to you the most in terms of what is the most critical thing for all of those teams to do if they want to find a way to break this, what they're calling the next Spurs of the Thunder? I
thought the thing that was interesting was the Grizzlies, Ja kind of alluded to, he's like, we figured them out. I figured them out. I thought the way that the Grizzlies found that best competed with the Thunder was trying to go early in the shot clock, right? Like, that's what makes the Thunder so good defensively is, well, first of all, they're allowed to hold and push and do all these things and not get called for the fouls. But the longer you get into the shot clock, the more that wears on you and the harder it is to get a good shot, right? So the Grizzlies kind of figured that out in that game 3 which was like, you can get one good look early on. If you wait and try to get a great look, you're not going to get that. So maybe just take the good one. And I kind of thought Denver did that too. They played real fast, but they would get deep in the shot clock too. And Minnesota was getting deep in the shot clock too. I feel like the longer you wait with that Thunder team, and it seems counterintuitive, you're like, we don't want to get in a race up and down the court with them. But the Grizzlies, I thought, kind of unlocked something, and we're like, hey, if we can just take the first look we get and capitalize on that, we don't want to try and fight this Thunder team deep into the shot clock every single possession. I also think the Thunder is interesting. Like, Shea is, he's their superstar. But it's almost like everyone else on that team is just like a perfect role player for that system. Even Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams are just perfect role players for that system. And, at some point, they're going to have to make decisions on salary and who stays, who goes, who gets a big contract, who doesn't. Because I don't think they want to go deep into the tax down the road. Like, you're seeing the Celtics now try to deal with keeping these guys. That's going to happen with this Thunder team. They're built to handle that, to make trades, but, they've kind of assembled this perfect roster right now. Will that maintain? Like, what happens when, Isaiah Joe gets a big payday, when Aaron Wiggins gets a big payday, when Lou Dort or somebody like that has to go elsewhere and get a big payday, and they have to kind of figure out how to replenish around the edges? They've kind of hit a home run on every guy they brought in. Will that continue?
Yeah, and they've adapted so well. Like, obviously, a lot gets made, and I made some Thunder fans mad by calling the Thunder AI, and their fans AI. But I meant it complimentary. I meant that they take in information in a way and then seem to just level up, and like it's very computer-like, it's very machine-like of, we see this deficiency, we're going to get better. You saw it in real time with how they approached the zone that the Nuggets threw at them this year.
Like a calculator.
And last year, looking at what they lacked in the playoffs, what led to their exit, they go out, they get Isaiah Hartenstein. They get Alex Caruso. And so there has been this understanding of, even when we're really good, we're not good enough. This is what we need to do to be better. And that's where you gain confidence that they will figure that out. I think in watching the series against the Timberwolves, the other biggest thing for me is you have to have as many ball handlers as possible. Just as many people who can play make, who can shot create for themselves, create for others, and with a number one option, and you saw it with Anthony Edwards when they're throwing 2-3 guys at him, you have to have such a solid number 2. Or a number 2, number 3, number 4. Like, you cannot just rely on one. I know what we saw Ja seem to figure them out in a half, but I would assume that then they would have figured out Ja, if not in that game, then the next game. And that's where you need that steady reliance on the others. It really does create it needs a systematic approach.
But that's where Denver faltered was after their top 2. What do you got?
Are you really relying on Christian Brown? You're not able to rely on Russell
You're just
Westbrook
looking at the
coming
bench
off
and
the
hoping
bench.
like
Michael
Peyton
Porter
Watson
Jr.
has a good game.
and the shoulder situation and everything
I don't
that
know.
played into that.
I just think,
you saw Julius Randle disappear after he'd been so good. And not disappear, but be so spotty, you couldn't rely on it.
I don't know. I think if you're going to beat OKC, it takes A, depth, B, a game plan, and then like you said, they're going to make adjustments too. Like that's the whole thing with the series, right? Is teams adjust from game to game. So like, what other chess moves do you have you can throw at them to make it hard for them? But yeah, You mentioned them being an AI team. I said yesterday they play dishonorable hoops. I don't like watching them play because they're fouling all the time and flopping all the time.
They're
So,
taking,
I'm
again, their mechanic and understanding
Well, Chris
what
Finch,
they can
did you
get
see
away
Chris
with.
Finch's like exit
Chris Finch has been
interviews?
complaining about him all season.
In the exit interview, he was like, "Look, I've never seen a series where through the first 4 games there were 0 off-ball fouls called. 0 in 4 games."
Yeah.
And if that's the way the game's going to be officiated, like that plays into their hands, you know, like that's the way they want to play. They want to be able to grab and hold and keep you from cutting, keep you from setting screens
I like
off
the
ball.
grab,
and
the
all that
hold. I
stuff.
like the physicality. I think it's why I enjoy
Watch
the
college
Knicks
basketball.
Pacers series. That's not happening in college basketball.
I'm just trying to get CJ upset.
Okay.
I'm over here seething. Don't worry.
One question before you leave.
Yeah.
Do the Grizzlies have an injury curse? I don't think we've talked about this enough.
I saw about the guy in Europe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tarek Bivarovic,
Yeah.
whose name I might be mispronouncing. Biberovic?
Yeah.
Biberovic. That sounds correct. Anyway, it was the Grizzlies'
with
second round
the
pick
bear.
in the 2023 draft, 56th overall.
Drafted
He ended up
stash.
being stashed away.
Yeah.
He played that first summer league with him, right? He was there
I
in
think
summer
so,
league
yeah.
afterwards, and then they stashed. And then there was a report that he was going to rejoin the team. It hadn't been confirmed by the Memphis Grizzlies, but reporters he's playing overseas, and I believe he's playing in Turkey. Well, then yesterday
He was
they
playing for Fenerbahce, yeah.
They start their playoffs, and he seems to go down
Non-contact
with a
injury.
pretty brutal non-contact knee injury.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of response of, you have to be kidding me. Like, even a player who is not yet back over here,
Yeah.
who is expected to rejoin the team, suddenly finds themselves perhaps out for a period of time. We obviously don't know the specificities. I was trying to read some Turkish tweets, and it wasn't going particularly well.
When you hit the translate button.
But is there a problem? Is this something
don't
we need
think
to
so.
address on a deeper level?
It's just injuries are so random.
We tried to Sage. You brought Sage.
I burned Sage in this studio.
You did your part.
I'm a Braves fan, and we have a young pitcher, AJ Smith-Shawver. Last year was his rookie year. He's been great this season. Yesterday, he threw a pitch, and the Phillies lined the ball up the middle, hit him in the back of the calf, and spun him around. He was limping. He's like, I can stay in the game. Like 2-3 pitches later, he shakes his arm, and you can read his lips to the manager. It popped, and they sent him home. And like that's just bad luck. Like, what do you attribute that to? I don't know. Like, we've all seen crazy sports injuries that
true.
have no connection to anything.
All right.
I think it's just bad luck. I'm glad to burn more sage in here or whatever.
Okay. We'll keep working
So
on
bring
it.
in some more?
I don't know what other things we can do to clear the air, to clear the energy.
Can we
but
like bring somebody in to do like
maybe a special, like a medium?
Yeah.
We should bring a I would love to have a medium on this show. Let's start working on it. All right, Lang, thank you
There's gotta be someone.
for being here
Yeah.
today, for being here
Do you need a
yesterday,
ride?
for being here always. No, CJ's got me
right.
covered, and then Chris gets a
Well,
rental
CJ
car,
can
so we're
take you
going to
on
be
the bus?
okay. We're going to be all right. All right, we'll take a quick break here. We'll come back. A little WNBA action from last night. The Chicago Sky got their first win of the season. It finally happened, and the Liberty are 5-0. We'll get into a big WNBA weekend ahead. Plus, we are drafting best Disney movie characters of all time in honor of Lilo and Stitch. I was stunned to find out that Stitch is maybe the highest money-making merchandise driver for Disney at this point. We'll get into it when we come back.
Have you always dreamed of entertaining on the biggest stage in Memphis? The Claw Crew is looking for members to join their team for the 2025-2026 season. Claw Crew members are hardworking, high-energy entertainers who assist Grizzlies home games by hyping up the crowd and much more. Not only do they support the Grizzlies on home games, but also promote in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information and to register today. The Grizzlies, grannies, and grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
Bain drives.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Close. He hits and the Grizzlies have the lead.
Yeah!
Jaren with a knock-away.
Good defense.
Durant
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
CP the franchise. Do we hate the Pacers?
Of course. I hate Halliburton. I hate Reggie. I hate the Pacers. I hope.
Yeah, where does Halliburton rank?
Is he
Where does he rank?
Yeah, is there potential for him to be more hated than Reggie by the end of this series?
If you start flipping it all off, for sure.
Yes. Well, first of all, they're built the same. They damn near look the same. You know what I mean? He's like reincarnated Reggie Miller.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Jalen Wells is in studio right now. You took on tough, if not the toughest defensive assignment. When did you realize that would be your role?
And that's what I was working towards since training camp. I was trying to guard. I was trying to guard Dez. I was trying to guard Ja whenever I could, even if they're blowing by me, overpowering me. I really didn't care, because I was a rookie. So it's like, that's what's going to happen to a rookie.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Last week, I gave you the update about my son Kevin in terms of having to choose. Has he made the decision? He picked Tennessee State.
Oh, my heart, Mike.
The next day, we got an email from the director of Tuskegee's program laying out everything that they were going to be doing, and he flip-flopped.
There we go.
He flip-flopped. So he's going to be going down to Tuskegee.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
There was a part in this, not one part in the street, just a black circular thing with a little screw coming off of it. So no, it did not get towed. And there were like 6 other cars. Again, why didn't they steal one of the other cars?
I don't know.
WNBA action last night. The Chicago Sky fans can finally celebrate because they won a game this season. There's now only one team that hasn't won a game, and it is the Connecticut Sun, because the Sky got their first win of the year with a 97-92 win over Paige Becker's Arike Agumbawale and the Dallas Wings. It was the Camila Cardoso game for the Chicago Sky. Finally. 23 points, 8 rebounds, a career-high scoring night for her. She was getting to the basket. She was establishing her position on the post. She had some big offensive rebounds, some really nice two-woman action between her and Courtney Vandersloot. She finally looked like she had confidence. It's the kind of game similar to when the Dallas Wings got their first win of the season against the Connecticut Sun. And we said, you want to know what can help a team establish confidence? Playing the Connecticut Sun. Camila Cardoso going up against the front court of the Dallas Wings, which is not full of some vaunted bigs, was finally able to look like the biggest, baddest woman on the court. And you're hopeful that that could carry over into more of that, and the offense going through Cardoso. Courtney Vandersloot, after the game, talked about it, like being the focal point of the offense, if you're Camila Cardoso, can be the key to the Chicago Sky functioning at a better level than what we saw from their first handful of games this season. All that said, they're very lucky they won that game, because their perimeter defense is atrocious, and Arike just tore them up. She had 37 points last night. She was 6-12 from 3, 14-25 from the field. They ran out of gas down the stretch. It was tight. It was back and forth. The Sky came up with enough plays to get the win. I'm not sure how you feel. Like, you want the win. You're happy about the win. There's still some significant issues with the Chicago Sky team. And if you're the Dallas Wings,
there's significant issues there.
Yeah, so you're two teams, and guess what? The expectation of significant issues, at least for the Wings. The Sky weren't supposed to be as bad as they were to start the year. No.
Okay.
Not that bad.
I mean, they lost some talent.
They did.
Why am I blanking on Carrington?
Yes.
Dejanay.
No, they still have.
No.
No, Dejanay's on the wings.
Where did Dejanay come from? I'm getting Dejanay mixed up with the
Kennedy Carter.
Kennedy
no
Carter.
Longer is
there we
in
go.
The association.
But you lose somebody like that on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, but you still have
Tremendous.
Ariel Atkins and.
That's not the same, is it?
Obviously not.
I mean, clearly it
not.
isn't. Clearly it isn't. You said that Cardoso can be the key to potentially unlocking an offense and helping them play better. She's got to be more than potentially the key. That is the
key.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
We don't make a lot of 6'8" people. We don't. And she's standing there at 6'8", if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's like 4 of those.
7'6",
I think it's like 4 of those in the W right now. Yeah. Most teams don't have anybody that size who can keep up and compete the way that Cardoso is supposed to be able to do. Yeah. So that's the one who's got to come out and play better. I know last year she was injured I know she was injured all of the early season. I'm going to say she was injured for most of the year. So maybe we should be looking at this. Maybe I should be looking at this as her true rookie season. Yes, she played some last year, but it wasn't enough for her. And so this would be considered her rookie season. This team and this franchise are going to go as far as she goes. So if she ends up flaming out, it'll be time to rebuild in 2 more seasons. If she finds herself and figures this thing out and starts playing like the biggest person on the court, they'll be in good shape. I thought that she was Brittany Griner, phenomenal, right? Mm-hmm. I thought that Cardoso coming out was a bit more polished offensively than what Griner was. Griner was better at everything else. So that's why she's Brittany Griner. But I thought Cardoso could be something like that.
But a better offensive upside.
Better offensive upside. Not quite the rim protector, rebounder athlete that Griner is slash was coming out of college. So I thought she would be more of that, and she hasn't been so far this season. Also, that's why I think Enrique is still the go-to thing on that team.
But they have to figure it out, because down the stretch when they needed a bucket, it was like you lived by Enrique and then you died by Enrique. And if you can figure out a world where there's more of a balance between her and Paige Beckers, the other piece of it, Paige Beckers looks exhausted. Like, I do feel as if she's playing excessive minutes. I remember there was some conversation about how they were going to try to ease into a heavy minutes load for Paige coming off of such a long stretch in the tournament. You win a championship. So not only do you have the traditional difficulty going from college to the draft to camp to the season, but I feel as if she's running out of gas at the end. And a part of that, too, is almost deferring to Enrique. But if there can be more of a trust between those two, that either of us can be the one to take the shot. Obviously, Paige is at her best when she is running the offense and acting as a facilitator. I think she's 5th in the league in assists this season, and she's not even top 20 in turnovers. So in terms of things to be incredibly encouraged by, Paige Beckers as the point guard for this team is something that feels crystal clear. But there's still just something funky about how the two of them are functioning together. That is to be expected. Like, this is the time to figure it out. No one thought the Dallas Wings were going to catapult into contention this year and possibly even playoff contention.
Enrique offensively is a scorer.
Yes.
All right.
She's one of the best scorers in the league.
So asking her, and she's been in the league a long time, this is what she is at this point. So asking her to serve as an off-ball passer, a facilitator, as people are cutting to the basket, that's not really her game. And not only is she a scorer, she's a scorer who needs the ball in her hands.
Right.
And that ends up taking the ball out of Paige's hands, who does a lot of good things with the ball. Not necessarily scoring, but making the next pass, getting assists, facilitating an offense. And so you've got to find a way to get some offensive facilitation done, while also saying, all right, we've got one of the best scorers on the perimeter in the W right now. Let's get her the ball and just let her go to work. They've got to find that balance. I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. But it's never going to be 50-50. It's not your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. And if the balance isn't going to be 50-50, I would err on the side of Enrique going one-on-one just a tad bit more than I would err on the side of Paige's facilitation. I would do it maybe 45, 55, 60, 40.
They got to upgrade at the big, too, obviously, per last night's game. My favorite sentence that came out of last night's game, though,
luckily they'll be bad enough to get one.
Exactly. That is
year
how
in
this
the
works.
draft.
Courtney Vandersloot last night passed her wife to become the Sky's all-time leading scorer. What a league. What a league. Passed her wife, Allie Quigley, who was previously the Sky's all-time leading scorer. Quig out there. These are sentences we don't get in the NBA. I dream of a day where somebody passes his husband for all-time leading scorer for an organization.
That might lead to a divorce.
I pray.
Like, do you
for
celebrate
those
that?
times. Yeah.
As a spouse, you celebrate that?
It becomes a joke. A true spouse would be able to celebrate it. A true partner, somebody who is actively cheering on their significant other. But you can also like give them absolute hell about it.
If Chris surpassed you for a record.
I would want to kill him. I'd
Exactly
come back.
my point.
But I would also be like, good for you.
Okay.
I'm proud of you.
All right.
Look at us.
That relationship was much stronger than mine.
You're right.
She'd be furious, and I would also.
Did you guys talk about the Fever yesterday? Their loss to the Mystics? No. Just in terms of rookie production from this season, and I know all the focus is going to be on the Fever without Caitlin Clark and how they make it through this period without Caitlin Clark, and they lose that game. And honestly, the Fever looked a little slow and struggled on the boards, and I walked away from, because that game was on NBA TV, and the Fever could really use another ball handler. Like, that's not a natural role for Kelsey Mitchell. I don't think Sydney Colson is in a position where she should be playing 30-plus minutes for this team. I think if she's playing 10 to 15, then you have something. But they need somebody else who can handle the ball in Caitlin's absence. And if there is anything that is crystal clear, and this is why there's no reason to panic, Caitlin Clark is the engine for that team. I don't know if that's breaking news for somebody, but they're going to struggle when the entire roster is built around Caitlin Clark, but she is the catalyst for everything. Is that news?
That's news to me.
I'm breaking it here. So anyway, all that said, the Washington Mystics have been really impressive with their two rookies. And so as much as we're talking about Paige Beckers, like if we go back to that first horrible hot take by me saying the Atlanta Dream were going to be bad this year because they lost to the Mystics in game one, what I didn't take into account was that Kiki Efirin and Sonia Citron are operating well ahead of schedule and have the Mystics operating well ahead of schedule. Kiki had 16-8 in that game. Sonia had 13-7. Like, they both have had double-digit scoring efforts in all 6 of their first games this year. They've been exceptional. So keep the Mystics on the radar, because even in a sense of they played their early games this season without Aaliyah Edwards, which was another piece of how the hell did the Dream lose to the Mystics in game one. But now Kiki's in a place where Aaliyah Edwards is coming off the bench, and a part of that is injury management as she returns from the back injury that she was dealing with. But Kiki's playing well enough that it's going to be really hard to take her out of the rotation. So almost having to figure out how you readjust positioning if you are the Washington Mystics. They're an interesting team. I'm interested to watch.
Makes me wonder what the hell was going on at Notre Dame for them not to get that thing to work. You had Miles, you had Citron.
You had
her doggo.
You had drama.
Like, what the hell is happening?
And you have a good coach in Neil Ivey.
And you have a good coach. What the hell happened
drama
for them to just fall apart the way that they fell apart?
Miserable, things fall apart.
Goodness
Have you
gracious.
heard that song? It's my favorite song.
I have not.
You made it up.
We'll also like to let you know that the Dream, who did lose to the Mystics that first game of the season, are 4-1 sits.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going. I'm just going to do a weekly Dream update.
And I accept it. I embrace it. But along with that Dream update, I'm going to keep a Washington Mystics rookie update because I've been impressed. The Liberty beat the Valkyries last night, 82-77. That was the other game. My Valkyries came close. The Liberty without Jonquel Jones, but it was an excellent night for Brianna Stewart, who had 27 points in the win. She took 19 free throws. She was 15-19 at the line. Sandy Brandella was asked after the game if she's ever seen a player draw fouls like Stewie did last night. And Sabrina Ionescu took the mic and said, SGA. That's the crossover. That's the league crossover that we're looking for. All right, we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back, do our draft on the other side. Best Disney characters of all time. I'm excited for this draft. We'll then do a little Theater Thursday, Music Friday hybrid, some music news, what we're listening to going into the weekend. We'll be right back.
Wait, what theater news do you have?
Well, it's just like the Lilo and Stitch of the draft.
Okay.
I was just trying to make it that thing.
All right.
You know.
Okay. Because we did it yesterday.
Structure.
We did it yesterday.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
You've seen the Grizz line jamming on the court and rocking out on Beale Street, and this is your chance to join the best drum line in the NBA. Grizz line entertains Grizz Nation at home games and events in the Mid-South through their impressive techniques and energetic shows. If you have experience in drumming and marching and love entertaining, Grizz line is the perfect opportunity for you to combine percussion and performance. Open auditions are Saturday, August 9th at FedEx Forum. Sign up today by visiting grizzlies.com/auditions.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit Shinedown.com.
The other thing that came out this week that we were talking about innovation and Nike and all that, they dropped these $900 hyper boots that
900.
I mean, they're a recovery shoe apparently that you wear after sports, whatever.
Who's buying it? Because all the athletes that we see, they're gonna get seated this. So who's gonna actually pay $900 for this?
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
What should the Grizzlies take away from this Western Conference Finals matchup?
The Grizzlies need more quality depth. Not just depth, quality depth.
Well, what the Memphis Grizzlies can learn and take away from the Western Conference Finals is you can't talk about it, you got to be about it.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back. It is time for a draft day, and we are drafting the greatest Disney movie characters of all times. This comes after the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch has been crushing it at the box office. It beat the new Mission Impossible. It passed Top Gun Maverick for highest Memorial Day weekend opening ever, with $145.5 million over the weekend, $183 million through the entirety of the holiday. It is on track to definitely get to the $200 million mark. They assume that it could hit the $400 million mark. It is by all means a hit. Now, have you seen it yet, CJ?
Oh, we thought about going to see it. I do believe my niece and nephew have. And the children, when Lilo and Stitch came out, I don't know how old you were. My sister was about 5. I was 15, so I had kind of grown out of some of that. I enjoyed Lilo and Stitch. My sister loved Lilo and Stitch. When I worked with kids, they loved Lilo and Stitch. I got a terrific Stitch story for you when we get to know each other a little bit better.
Okay, I'm waiting for that day.
The niece wants Stitch everything. Her brother had never seen it, so he came over to the house 3 weeks ago, and he was hanging out with us. And was like, okay, we'll watch Lilo and Stitch, the movie. And he wanted, after that movie, he wanted to consume all of them.
The series.
The series, Leroy and Stitch. He wanted all of that. He couldn't get enough of it. So, yeah, it's not surprising that people with children are rushing to the theaters to see it.
We were at breakfast over the weekend. There was a group of women, probably like my age, who were in Stitch, all had Stitch ears on.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid who was decked out in a Stitch onesie. There was another family with 2 kids who had Stitch backpacks. When I mentor at the middle school that I'm at, one of my girls has Stitch everything, folders, notebooks, pencils, her backpack. If you're walking through the halls, it's what you see the most. It's crazy.
I danced with Stitch at Disney World.
There you go.
To Baby, You Light Up My World. Who's that?
One Direction.
Yeah, I danced. Yep, Stitch and I. We were dancing.
Disney does not release official sales data, but their annual financial reports for the last 2 years include like their 9 examples of their major licensed properties. So it's like Mickey and Minnie, the princesses in their totality, all of their Star Wars entities. And then it's Stitch, like just by himself.
Get out of here.
So this is a big conversation in the business space of just like what makes Stitch so popular. He's ageless, he's raceless. He is the everybody Disney character.
He's a dog that talks and does
really
cool
but
stuff.
Is he a dog?
But that's basically what it is.
He's completely unknown, and yet he's also the most human of anyone.
He's a pet that does cool things. Stitch in and of itself is a sidekick thing.
Sure.
And so it's easy for any of us to insert ourselves into the Lilo role, kick her out and be like, okay, Stitch is now my pet. I don't think it is people want to be like Stitch. I think people want a Stitch. He's cute, he's cuddly, and he does cool things.
All right, let's draft. Who gets the first
What
pick?
are we doing? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
I'm a charcuterie
Look
board.
at that. Look at that glizzy.
I'm a little cheese.
Look at the glizzy. Go glizzy. Go glizzy. Go.
Go glizzy. Go glizzy.
Well, you're
go.
cheering for the wrong one. Oh, the
Yeah, but
glizzy's
I would
pulling
always
out.
cheer for the
glizzy.
Oh my God.
Hit that shaking gear.
That is a fast dog.
Look at that glizzy go.
I don't really like when he's like pulsing like that, but that's
You don't like
okay.
when the wiener
go,
pulses.
Just please go. Please make your pick. Make your selection.
I'm sorry.
Just make your
I
selection.
mean, damn.
My God.
You said you didn't like when the glizzy pulsates. I will go Genie from Aladdin, number 1.
Great pick.
Genie from Aladdin. Funny. The driving force of comedy in there. Some tremendous songs as well. Friend Like Me. Prince Ali. Just one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. I'll go Genie, number 1.
I will go with the reason for this draft season. With my number 1 pick, I will be taking Stitch. Stitch is my number 1. Stitch is great. And if you had told me when it came out in 2002 that I'd be sitting in a place where Stitch is my favorite Disney character, I'm not sure I would have gotten there. But the bones were there from the beginning. And as a Memphian, I think Lilo and Stitch and the franchise's importance in the Disney space is important to Memphis tourism, because what does Lilo and Stitch listen to? Elvis. And what do we have in Memphis? Graceland. And we need the children to come to Graceland and continue the pilgrimage that we see from all these people all around the world who just want to go see the Jungle Room and where Elvis is buried. But it does continue the music onward. Anyway, I think Stitch is adorable. I remember there was a ride at Disney World. This is a deep cut called Alien Encounter. It was very scary. They had this creepy alien character that broke out of a cage and the lights went off. Anyway, they changed it to Stitch. And then it became the cutest thing in the world. And I don't know why he's so cute, because he's a menace. He's a terrorist at moments, but he's got a heart, and he's got Ohana, and Ohana means family. And I hear that the new movie has some issues with that, and we'll get to it when I eventually watch it. But for now, Stitch is my number 1 pick.
I just realized I don't have any main characters on my list.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But that's
okay.
what's going on. Number 2, Mushu. I got a thing with funny people, man. Funny characters. Mushu, the dragon guardian from Mulan. Again, the primary source of comedy in that movie. He's supposed to run around and help save Mulan and guide Mulan through these turbulent times, and he's just messing it all the way up. It's a redemption story also, right? Like, okay, I messed up many, many generations ago. They won't give me anything else to do. I'm not as big or as flashy or as strong as the other deities that are protecting the family. Let me go out there and prove myself. Give me Mushu. And that's the absence of Mushu in the live action joint, part of the reason everybody hated it. Like a large part of it.
I'm annoyed by that.
What are you annoyed by?
Because I wanted to take Mushu with my number 2 pick.
Well, you had to pick before me.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to get the number 1.
All right, I'll take a main character. Give me Simba. Give me Simba, the cub son of Mufasa and Sarabi, and just an instant classic from 1994 is The Lion King. He's mischievous as a kid, and then he has to grow up and become a man and fight for his family and fight against his evil Uncle Scar, and he has great sidekicks around. He has a good friend circle, which I know we're not taking the circle, but he's got to be a cool guy if he has the likes of Timon and Pumbaa hanging out. Nala's a good, like, romantic interest. They have great songs. Everything plays into... I had to take something from The Lion King, and I'm going to take Simba.
I can't take them both. You brought up the friend group. I'll take the funniest friend to me, and that's Pumbaa.
Okay.
I love Pumbaa. Pumbaa's so funny. I don't know what it is about a farting pig that makes me chuckle, but it's funny. But it gets me every single time. I wish I could take Timon and Pumbaa, but I'll just take Pumbaa.
Okay, that's fair. It's a good pick. I'm going to take Mike Wazowski.
Really?
Mike Wazowski.
Okay.
Yep, Mike Wazowski. He's great. He's a giant eyeball. He's a little monster. He's funny. He's got a good friend in Sully. I could have taken Sully, but I like Mike Wazowski better because I love the name.
Mike Wazowski. One of the best bits is them always covering up Mike's face.
Yes.
They did it in the movie. They do it on the cover of the movie. They'll drop toys and they'll cover up the face. That's one of the best running bits in the Disney universe.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
Thank you.
I forgot all about Wazowski. I hate that I did. All right. Give me, gosh, this is so hard. Give me Baloo. Give me Baloo.
Okay.
Bare Necessities is a banger. A big, large, carefree bear. He's not really afraid of Shere Khan, but he does want to protect Mowgli from not just the threatening tiger, but from King Louie and his band of orangutans who seek nothing but power and destruction. Baloo's such a good character, and I think it's with a U, Jacob. B-A-L-U, I do believe is how we spell Baloo. Baloo is such a good character. They gave him his own spinoff show.
Jacob was correct.
Is it? I thought it was with a U.
No.
Okay,
Double
then I
O.
can't. I would have lost. We know who's not winning the GCM
Rudyard
spelling bee.
Kipling.
Okay, so Kipling's Baloo is double O.
Both of them are double O.
All right, I'll double check it.
They
I'll
stay
confirm.
true to the source material.
All right. Remarkable racist also.
If we were drafting
Tremendous
most
racist.
racist people, especially most racist authors of all time,
Tremendous.
could be a 101.
Two good things though. Jungle Book, Law of the Pack, and If. Tremendous poem. But Baloo, Tailspin, one of the better Disney shows.
Yes.
So yeah, give me and there's
I love those.
that. Give me that. Baloo.
All right, this is where things get a little interesting because I want my team to have diversity. And by that, I mean I have to have a villain. And if I'm going to pick a villain, it's a tough decision, but I'm going to go with Ursula. I'm going to go with Ursula.
That's a good one.
Poor Unfortunate Souls,
Banger.
top villain song, absolute banger. She is terrifying. She has tentacles. She is funny and like unintentionally funny at times. She's incredibly dangerous. She's voiced by perfection by Pat Carroll in the original. Melissa McCarthy did a good job in the live action, but we're not talking about the live action. We're talking about the cartoon Ursula, and she has that mole. And because Ursula had a mole, I thought evil people had moles.
That is dope.
Like a scary woman.
That's a good.
Has a perfect beauty mark.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a real good pick. All right. I also, yeah, neither one of us have any people on this list.
I'll have one.
You'll have one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I'll have one too. I got to shout out the moms. Oftentimes, Disney movies start with the mama dying for some reason. So one of these parents have got to die. So in a movie where neither parent dies, I will take the parent I like the most, and it's Miss Incredible. Give it to me. Give it to me. She's the poised one. She's the well, Jessica, I win all the time. To me, I win all the time, and that's all that matters. The poise, the power, I don't want to say pizzazz because I got pizzazz with the genie, but she's the one that's keeping the family unit together as Bob is going through whatever crisis he's going through in the first one. And then in the second one, they're like, hey, we would love for Mr. Incredible to get in on this, but he's too reckless. We need somebody who is more precise in that. She drives a cool ass motorcycle. She's feeding kids and taking care of them while also saving the world. Give me Mrs. Incredible.
Okay. So, I have my little creature. I have an animal. I have a perfect sidekick. I have a villain. I, of course, have to take a princess. And this is where things get complicated for me. But I'm going to pick a princess that paves the way for the other princesses that I love, like Mulan, Meg from Hercules. Those were my favorite of that.
Merida?
You
didn't like Brave?
I wasn't a big Brave fan, but that's no disrespect to Merida.
Merida was on my short list.
Moana,
that's
just
a good one.
kick-ass girls
Raya.
who might have a love interest, but it's more about their bravery and their life choices and their intelligence and their ingenuity. Give me Belle. I will fight for Belle forever. My husband tells me that Belle is a victim of Stockholm syndrome, and I will fight this to my dying day. Belle is not a victim of anything. Belle fights for her father. She goes against the hot rich dude in town in Gaston. She wants nothing to do with him, and she happens to see the good in a person that nobody else likes, who, yes, holds her captive for a period of time, but would you blame him? Would you blame the beast? And then she gets rewarded, and he turns into a total hottie. That is my princess forever.
You're remembering that incorrectly.
Belle is my girl. Belle was the first Disney feminist princess. She was the first, and she paved the way for all the others afterwards.
I thought you were going either Jasmine or Pocahontas. That's where I thought you were going.
Oh, Jasmine.
We are not doing that.
I love Jasmine. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to wear a belly shirt. I wanted to culturally appropriate
you still
Jasmine's
wear belly
costume.
shirts.
I wanted to wear the whole thing. I wanted to be Jasmine. I wanted to be Jasmine. I wanted to be Esmeralda. That was really concerning for my parents.
The gypsy.
Esmeralda was my. I was like, yes, let me be a gypsy in Paris in this time period. Burn me at the stake.
That's why Belle is interesting. The Beast,
is interesting.
He transformed and got uglier. The Beast is way sexier as a beast.
No, he's hot in both facets of his life.
Not.
He's a hot beast.
There's no way. No way you find regular Beast dude. Gaston is way better looking than Beast, not as a beast.
Yeah, but Gaston's an a-hole. So she finds someone who is an actual good-hearted person, and you just have to get past.
I just wish when the Beast became the prince, he was still sexy. That's all. Who was on? Okay, if you say so. Who else was on your short list?
I mean, like, honestly, it just feels like it would have been a throwaway pick. It would have been such a Jessica. Like, why are you taking this person? But Meg
Mickey?
is Meg is my girl. She's a damsel. She's not in distress, even though she ends up having to be rescued from Hercules because that's what Disney does. But anyway, she was on my list. Wally was on my list. Tinkerbell was on my list. Cruella DeVille was on my list. We just recently rewatched 101 Dalmatians.
Which one?
Not the live action, the OG.
The original one?
Speaking of movies that might not get made today.
Why?
Well, it was a crazy movie. Also, Cruella's diabolical. But she's a great villain. I was actually terrified of Cruella DeVille. Captain Jack Sparrow, but I wasn't going to put Johnny Depp on my list, even though he's a great character. Dory and Elsa.
Oh.
But sometimes Elsa's annoying.
I find her annoying all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to
Oh,
you.
and Woody.
Ha.
Who else was on yours?
You took Ursula and Stitch. Abu, the monkey from Aladdin. Carpet from Aladdin. Pooh Bear and Tigger. Goofy. I had Jasmine on my list. Rue from Winnie the Pooh. Baymax. Ray from Princess and the Frog, the Firefly. I thought he was hilarious. Merida, Maui, Baymax, and Vanellope. Vanellope was this close to making.
I really like Vanellope.
Vanellope's my joint.
Where's Rafiki on your list? I always think I forget Rafiki, but I actually
bears mentioning, but Rafiki's not in the honorable mentions.
Forky is a deep
Sporky?
cut. Forky.
Is it Forky?
It's Forky,
Okay.
but he's a spork.
Gotcha.
But I love him. I think that's a great later.
I found him so damn annoying.
Did you say in the chat the sloth?
Oh, the
from
sloth.
Zootopia.
Somebody brought up the sloth from
Like, just
Zootopia.
these small Crush from Finding Nemo.
Crush is incredible.
Crush is a good
Crush! I
one.
should have took Crush.
Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove is another good one. Hades, but I hate the voice actor, so it really ruined Hades as a villain for me, if we're being honest. Yeah. Yzma. I'm going to go watch The Emperor's New Groove. It's been a while.
Yeah.
All right, that's our draft. What are we listening to going into the weekend?
That Mexican OT has a song out with Lil Wayne. Baby Mad at Me. I love it. You came in and that's what I was listening to.
Okay.
I can't get the hook out of my head. Baby Mad at Me. Like it's
I like that.
It's almost like a song we would sing. A nurture rhyme we would sing at like a camp or at a summer daycare type thing. So I love that. That's what I've been listening to. We didn't get a chance to talk about Genevieve and Haiku. It came out 3 weeks ago. But that's something else I'm listening to. I'm assuming you hadn't had a chance to listen to the new Miley Cyrus album.
I haven't, and I've heard that it's not very. I'm not like clamoring to go listen to it. I've heard it's okay.
You know it's going to be a visual joint.
Yeah.
So that comes out next week.
I know.
Okay.
I've been listening to Cowboy Carter again a lot.
That tour, because that tour is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You can't
I
escape the Cowboy Carter
My friend was
tour.
there last week, and I know somebody in my life who's at a Cowboy Carter concert every day. Every day I'm getting on Instagram and I'm scrolling through stories, and somebody saw Beyonce, and I'm like, why didn't I just spend all the money to go see it? I would have loved to have been there. I saw you sent that there was a gender reveal at the Cowboy Carter tour, which is a hell of a place to do a gender reveal. Yeah, I've been kind of sucked back into that. I need to listen to some new music. I need to explore the For You page of Apple Music.
Is there an artist you would like to do your gender reveal at their concert?
Cher.
Duh. Oh, I apologize.
I'm like, we'll talk about Hacks and TV Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
They keep making this joke about Cher, like not being available to come on her talk show, and I just keep waiting for Cher to actually come on the show. Like, she has to come. They've mentioned her so many times. She has to come on. And I'm gonna be so.
Are you gonna be able to contain yourself?
Pissed. No, that's like my favorite show and my favorite artist of all time coming together for one great moment. I wasn't here for Theater Thursday. I saw the new Mission Impossible movie. And if you're looking to watch Tom Cruise hang from a plane for 15 minutes, I highly recommend it. There was also a crazy underwater submarine scene. Like, the stunts were great. The movie as a whole was fine. I was kind of disappointed. I thought it was going to rule. Like, we went to see it in theaters. It was raining on Memorial Day. So we went on down to the Powerhouse downtown, suffered through 2 people working at the Powerhouse on Memorial Day Monday, and the line to get concessions and to get in being 20 plus people, which was absolutely insane. Then we finally sat down for it, and like the first hour of it, there's so much exposition. So everything is so methodically gone through, and the flashback usage, and I think they also changed composers for this one. And the Mission Impossible theme is one of my favorite themes of all time. It's my first song I ever played at a piano recital was the Mission Impossible theme, because I didn't want to play classical. I always wanted to find random things. And so I played the Mission Impossible theme. It just didn't hit the same. I don't know. Everything about it just felt off. And I appreciate Tom Cruise for trying to save movies. And again, the stunts are fantastic. And so you can get lost in the stunts. That part's good. But I thought it was like unintentionally comical. At various points, I was laughing, and I didn't feel like I was supposed to be laughing, but at least it was enjoyable. It was just so long. Like, it was a 2-parter to end the series, so they say. End the series with Tom Cruise, I guess is how we're going about it. And the part 1 was like 2.5 hours, and part 2 is 2 hours and 40 minutes. You needed over 5 hours to tell that last story. No, it's not a 5-hour movie, but just when you go back to the one before this one, and you're rehashing so much that happened in the last one, and the entity and the key to shut down the entity and having to go down into the bottom of the ocean in the submarine. Anyway, I wanted to love it. It was fine. There were a lot of fun cameos in it. Trammell, I always forget his last name, the guy from Severance, got like an audible clapping at the movie theater when he popped up, and he's great in everything these days. But yeah, I wanted more. The last 2 movies I've gotten to see in theaters, I wanted more.
What was the other one?
Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay.
And they've been like highly I guess Thunderbolts was a little more up and down. But people who have gone and seen the new Mission Impossible have loved it.
What do you mean Thunderbolts was a little up and down?
Critical response to Thunderbolts was more
seen nothing
in the middle.
Down.
Well, now,
about
I haven't seen
Thunderbolts.
anything down fan-wise on Mission Impossible. I'm like, did we watch the same movie? Even Chris loves the Mission Impossible. We went as much for him as we went for me, and he was disappointed. I checked my phone multiple times. I never check my phone in a movie. I was like, this is long. This is dragging. And then the stunts were great. Like, when you get sucked into those, they were awesome, but whatever. All right. We got to go get my car.
Let's go on the hunt.
Everybody have a great weekend. We get a game 6 between the Knicks and the Pacers. We'll find out if we get a game 7 when we are back here on Monday. It'll be NBA Finals week. The finals start next Thursday. We'll do all the build-up for that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Appreciate your car. Love your car. Protect your car. Don't park on streets. But also, if you do, don't let somebody say your car got stolen because you parked on a street. It's not your fault. We'll see you next week. Bye. I'm passionate about this.
About cars.
I'm here to stand for the people whose cars get stolen.